You would think that legendary gear in Odyssey is better than epic gear. Well, not really. Doesn't make chasing the golden gear pieces useless though. I will tell you everything you need to know in this video, so why it's also important to keep your epic gear and why I actually like this system. If you enjoyed that, then a like would be super appreciated, and let's go. The main reason why epic gear is better to wear than legendary gear is the extra perk you find on these purple gear pieces compared to the legendary gear. Meaning that you have 4 perks including the engraving perk on the purple gear instead of the 3 perks you can have on a legendary gear piece in total with the engraving slot as well. Okay, the legendary gear also has the set bonus that only applies when you wear the full legendary set, but on epic gear you can just engrave this set bonus on one of the gear pieces and pick and choose the gear pieces with the best stats per piece you want without being stuck to these 5 selected gear pieces from the legendary sets. The epic gear has 14% increase in the damage for the playstyle starting on level 41 and up, because that is how it works. The perks increase per the level of the gear piece and that changes per every 10 levels. So on level 41 and up you have 14% on the epic gear pieces, while on the legendary gear pieces you have 15%. So you have 5% less increase in damage in total if you wear a full epic set compared to wearing a full legendary set. But that gets easily negated by one extra perk on the epic gear, like 5% all damage would already make this even, right? And then you got 4 extra perks from all the other epic gear pieces that further enhance your damage. Like when I wear my full epic warrior set, it gives me 10,471 warrior damage, while with the legendary arena set I only have 9,644 damage. And also some perks that I don't need, like it enhances the damage for every weapon category, but when I only use a heavy blade and maybe sometimes a sword, then already one perk that enhances the spear and staff damage is completely useless, but I still need to wear this piece to get the set bonus. While with epic gear you can way better pick and choose the gear with the best perks because you don't have to worry about needing a full set to get the set bonus. So yes, epic gear is better than legendary gear, as many people on Reddit and in the comments of my videos already discussed as well. And I can see why you would not like this, because legendary gear is the coolest looking gear in the game and it makes sense that it would be stronger because it's also harder to obtain. But I got to say that I actually like this system because it gives both the legendary and the epic gear sets a purpose in the game, while otherwise you would not need the epic gear at all. Right now legendary gear is nice to chase for the engraving perk that you unlock once you have the full set, because then you can put that perk on any other gear piece in one of the categories. And you of course want it because it looks really cool, and there are some specific like examples as well why legendary gear is still really powerful. But more on that a little later in the video. But now because of this system you will also care about the drops from, for example, the conquest battles that will give you 2 or 1 epic gear piece depending on if you are on the attacking or the defending sides. Hunting mercenaries is now still great because he might have that great epic piece with the stats that you want. On the legendary gear items the perks are all set, while on the epic gear pieces it's all random, meaning that you can spend a really long time perfecting your build because there are many ways to get a better epic gear piece, like visiting the blacksmith can be worth it when looking for gear for a specific playstyle as well. But also the weekly gear from the Eagles of the Olympian store that resets every Tuesday is now worth it to look at as well. For example, this helmet is now on sale and has 5% to all damage and also has a 20% chance to ignore half the damage you receive, so that is pretty strong. So if legendary gear was always better you would not look at this gear for 1 second, but now it might be worth it to pick it up. I will also now look at this epic gear every week when the store resets and tell you if it's worth it, like alongside the legendary gear piece that I of course talk about as well. And for an epic gear piece to be worth the orichalcum will be really hard, but this helmet does fall in that category I think if you are a warrior player. And the Eagles of course sells the Olympian gift as well, and that was also the thing, like in Origins only the legendary items from the Hacker chest were useful, well now in Odyssey thanks to this system there will be some epic gear pieces that you find in these boxes that can also be pretty powerful. powerful. So now it's possible that while searching for a legendary item from the store, you get this epic gear piece that makes your character even stronger. By the way, I don't want to say that like wearing legendary gear is completely useless now with this system, because in some cases it focuses on particular ways to play within the warrior, assassin or hunter playstyle. Like the Agamemnon set that is all about fire damage, increasing that damage, but also the burning duration and how fast an enemy catches fire. Every gear piece adds something to that focus on that fire playstyle, something that would be hard to pull off with a full epic set. Like trying to find 5 different gear pieces that all enhance your fire damage. And the same can be said about the recently released Nemean Lion set that is all about significantly increasing your damage while full health. And every legendary gear piece has a perk that enhances that playstyle. Again, hard to pull off with just a full epic gear set. So that is what I like. There's room for both an epic and a legendary gear set, but for the average playstyle that isn't focused on something specific, the epic gear is the best. So that's also the point of this video, like to give you a tip to be now careful with throwing away your epic gear, like only if the perks are not good enough. For example, this epic mercenary breastplate has assassin damage but also extra burning duration. Well, you would not need that if you are a stealthy player. So I would say in this case dismantle this chest, but it can of course also be the other way around. So yes, I would then say if you found some great epic gear pieces but they are for a lower level, or you aged out of it in terms of your level, then totally go and store it on your ship, because it will be smart to upgrade this epic gear piece if it has a great perk combination later on in the game, so when you reach the max level for example. So totally don't throw it away, but just store it on your ship. So I can totally see why you would not like this system, because the legendary gear is way cooler looking. And I totally agree with that, so that's why I really hope that Ubisoft adds a sort of system to have our look and stats be separated. That's why I love the outfit system in Origins so much, because the outfits in that game were purely cosmetic, and that made every outfit you collected useful throughout the whole game. And I think that a system like this would be better for everyone too. If you could just say, I want the look from the Pilgrim outfit, but have the stats from these epic gear pieces, then I think we have the best of both worlds. Ubisoft did respond to someone on the Assassin's Creed forum that custom armor sets are always a nice feature, although they were more talking about changing the color and stuff like that, but I still think that this would solve the problem. And more recently, a Ubisoft community manager said that they would send the idea from players about a system where your looks would be different from your stats to the developers, so they are aware that people want this. And you would also think that Ubisoft has an incentive to do it like this, right? Because then the item packs in the Helix store will be interesting for more people, since they can just use the luck but not the stats. Right now we only have warrior sets, so people that play hunter or the assassin playstyle will like not care about these sets, while if you had the option to only wear the look, then more people will care. So then the legendary gear is useful for the legendary perks, sometimes these special builds and of course the awesome look, while still maintaining the search for epic gear that makes many of the activities in the world way more rewarding, because it can all enhance your character. This is by the way not the case for the weapons. Legendary weapons are still better than the epic ones, simply because they have the same amount of perks. The legendary weapons also have more DPS. The warrior, assassin or hunter damage perk is higher, and they also have a legendary perk that is unique to the weapon. And the fact that you can then put another legendary perk from another weapon on top of that via engraving makes it of course way better than the epic weapons. The same goes for the bows, by the way, for the exact same reason, so you can totally like dismantle all the purple ones, since the legendary bows are way better. So I really like this gear system. It gives you way more room to experiment, makes you care about the live events as well, with the epic mercenary that will show up every other week in the game. If Ubisoft of course does not cancel it. But yeah, October 30th is when a new one should appear, and I think you should totally pay attention, not only for the Orichalcum ore, because it seems like these mercenaries will have one of the best epic gear pieces in the game. And there are also 2 quests, the Ambition in Sparta and also Creating Opportunity in Athens, that reward you with a full epic gear set and also a legendary weapon at the end. Thanks to Vermin for reaching out to me about this. So I totally recommend that you check these quests out. It's like a long grind. You have to kill a lot of like the strongest enemies from Sparta and Athens, and have to do that like multiple times. But it will reward you with 2 really great epic sets that are totally worth wearing. Maybe if you dismantled your epic gear already, this is a great way to like still get a great epic set. It also gives a legendary weapon at the end of the quest lines, and I will make a video about that one soon. So yes, again, I like it, but I'm of course curious to hear what you think about the fact that epic gear is more powerful than legendary gear. Of course, in some situations, while some legendary armor sets are still totally worth it to wear if they have like a unique playstyle. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below. Subscribe for everything Assassin's Creed Odyssey if you haven't already. Like this video to support the channel. Check out my recent video on a new pack that is out right now. I will go in depth on the armor, show you the mount and the weapon as well. And I will of course speak to you next time. Goodbye.